The targeted individual's life is plagued with ordeals, and it's your job to figure out if they're legitimate. We're going to talk about it. Yep, you have the dilemmas to deal with, but you never know if they're legitimate or if somebody's just yanking your chain. You got to love it. Targeted individuals have to deal with that. It doesn't, always involve obvious harassment. People talk about things that they're sensitized to, but there are always other levels of paranoia, of sensitization that they can take you to, right? Because, when it gets down to it, a lot of targets are being pushed over the edge. They are. They're being attacked, they're being hunted down, they're being attacked with energy weapons, with street theater, with all kinds of different psychological techniques, gaslighting, workplace harassment, you name it. And a lot of it is designed, especially if you're a new targeted individual, for that shock and awe. So it's obvious, right? And I've talked about that a million times, how, once someone is aware that they are being hunted down, well, getting the body cam and all that, it's productive. You can kind of squeeze people into your own little behavioral modification game. Why give them the leeway, right? But getting evidence is nearly impossible because the methodology is going to change. So, concerning these little dilemmas, right? These little games that are played, it's a form of gaslighting, right? And it's a form of attack in the sense that you are being agitated. You're being chipped away at. All your reserve energy is being sucked out because that's what happens. Unless you can figure out a way to get off on this stuff, you got things you want to do, right? They know that, right? That's probably the biggest edge that, these people have and the spiritual dimension has, is that you're a needy creature. You are. It's just reality. There's things that you want. There's things that you need. There's a lot of things that we need. We need people to talk to. We need social interactions. We need food. Depending on, what's going on, it goes into every area. You need a place to live. You need money. You don't need a spouse, but, you want one, right? Unless you're to the point where you just, been harassed to where you just don't have the energy. I'm kind of like that now. I'm not even going to, get into that. I mean, I've set up protocols to the point where unless things get normal for a while, I'm not even going to get into a bunch of endeavors. I don't care what they are. I'm going to keep life simple. I'm going to follow protocols, and I'm going to expect them to stick their fingers in the pudding because they're good at it. They are. They love to harass you. And, if you do get a little bit of a break, which a lot of targeted individuals do, and sometimes it could be, weeks or maybe months or something like that. And then, you get out there. You get into that place where you're starting to, hope for things to be normal again. You have little thoughts that might be in the back of your mind, that have to do with lateral comparisons and how, your life is starting to feel normal again. And it feels good. And that's part of the equation that they're going to use. There's deprivation. There's isolation. There's harassment. There's all kinds of things. And then, the little butterflies come out and you're like, wow, maybe it's over. No. Don't bet on it. Don't bet on it. Okay, that's a trick. It's a method. It'd be kind of like watching that movie with Cusack, right? And he's in 1408, and everything is just insane. And then all of a sudden, he thinks he's on the beach, and he's waking up, and he's like, "Oh wow, life is. I guess I just must have almost drowned or something, And it kind of creeps back in slowly. Right, it's just one thing. It's just a little bit off, He kind of catches his attention, and the next thing you know, he's back. He's back in 1408. He never left, and that's the way it is for targeted individuals. You think you've left 1408, but you're still there. You are still a targeted individual. They're out there. There's no getting out of this. People talk about leaving the country, man. They love to chase you. Oh, they love it. I call it the chase, right? And it happens to a lot of new targeted individuals. They get in that place, they start to run, man, and they love it. Because I've talked about before, targeted individuals can sometimes end up in the situation. It just depends on what you're dealing with. But if you're dealing with the higher forms of harassment, you're gonna find out that no matter where you go, if they want you, they're gonna have this stuff set up in advance, because the spiritual dimension has access to however you want to look at it, whether you look at it as time dilation or some type of dimensional perspective that allows them to move around. In that realm of time and space, or whether you're going to look at it as divine manipulation and they're little master domino players and they can set everything up however you want to look at it. That's what you're going to be dealing with. And I've talked about that before, right? When people are dealing with this stuff, they're dealing with all these little ordeals, and it's, if you're on the run, you're running into, you're going from the frying pan to the fire, right? And they're going to take your money and everything. Sometimes you can change geographical locations, but remember, if you're going to do something like that, you better damn well plan it out. You better plan it out and expect things to happen. Don't think that, like a new targeted individual, I got to leave this city. I got to get myself out. And they leave, and there it is, waiting for them. Go from the East Coast to the West Coast, whatever. It's going to be waiting. You fly over, seas or something, it's there, it's waiting. I've talked to people about, this whole thing, and they've done that. And, sometimes things can change. The rules might change a little bit, but there is no getting away. Small world, like that little song. Those damn puppets were singing in Disneyland, and that little boat thing that they have over there. I can't remember what they called it. But anyway, you're going to deal with dilemmas. And, the gaslighting is there. I was watching a guy's channel, and he's pretty entertaining. He was talking about some little games that he was playing with some mental health workers. And you know what? You never know whether you're dealing with something that's legitimate or whether you're dealing with something that's just there to drive you over the edge, to suck the life out of you, to drive you crazy, right? I've talked about that a million times. Targeted individuals, they're getting pushed from all directions. Just holding yourself in check, keeping your emotions in check, and not blowing up on people that you actually care about because they love that, right? That's a reality. You only have so much energy, And it's like that, scenario when you got something you want to do, and you call up that number and you get put on hold. The first minute, fine. 5 minutes goes by, 10 minutes goes by, and what happens? You start wondering, did they forget about me? Are they doing it on purpose? And just about the time you're going to lose it and hang up. Yeah, we're here. Just let me put you back on hold. We didn't forget about you. Oh no, we didn't forget about you. We care. We're going to help. And then they put you on hold again. Just another couple minutes, and I'll be right back. And what happens? Yeah. And at that point, especially if you're a targeted individual, you've got to wonder, man, this has got to be intentional. And then you have to realize, and I've talked about this before too, that you cannot take this stuff personal. You got to realize it's an attack, and it's an attack like all the other ones designed to yank your chain. It's an equation that has a motive attached to it. And that motive is to manipulate you. It's to push you. It's to sensitize you, to get you apprehensive in situations to where if there's a delay or some type of, coincidental conundrum that comes into play, you're going to be like, hey, wait a minute, man. Is this another one of those situations where this is just going to turn into the old-fashioned fuster-cluck? And, that it can be a form of paranoia. If you're dealing with things where people that, you don't even know who they are really, and it seems like, boy, this sure is strange that I'm getting flack, and this seems like a pretty simple ordeal that I'm dealing with. For some reason, it's taking forever. You get to run around, doesn't matter what's going on, whatever it is. I don't care if it's something simple like a doctor's appointment. You're trying to set something up. You're trying to get something at a pharmacy. Those are good situations, especially if you're one of those targeted individuals who deal with doctors who put you on something that you need. Because like I said before, all this stuff is designed around your neediness. There are things you've got to do, things you have to accomplish. There are things that there's just no getting out of it. And, well, it's the perfect opportunity. Yep. It's a perfect opportunity to use that technique, stalling tactics, playing stupid. I hear a lot of targeted individuals talk about stuff like that in stores and stuff like that. And I've talked about it on the show before, right? I used to smoke cigarettes. I think I brought that one up before, where you run into the store clerk that's just, basically, messing with you, playing dumb. Like they've never seen a pack of Marlboros before. They're pointing at everything, that's up on the back shelf, except, no, it's a red and white pack. Nah, they're pointing towards the Cools or something, and you're like, man, it's the red and white. It's the Marlboros, and you can tell at that point, you're being messed with. Some of these people are a little more professional, but you can, get sucked dry that way. You can become apprehensive, and, it's a sensitization because, if you're not ready for it, well, you're going to have that temptation to get pissed off, and they love it. Oh, they love it, man. If they can get you to freak out and get angry and, tell them how right you are, they love it. I've even seen it before where I was working at a Domino's Pizza, and I was pretty new at this. And this chick hit me with some street theater, and I was getting pushed that day, and I got pissed off. And she said, "Oh, that was good fruit." And I guess it's some kind of vampire thing for him. I don't know. But you can run into that Don't give in to it. Guys, be good to yourselves. Be safe.